these are all of our congruent triangle shortcuts. So we're only going to cover this side today. So when it says SSS, remember that literally means side, side, side. So if you open it up, we have three what? Sides. So sides goes here. You can, but not right now. If three sides of one triangle are congruent to three sides of another triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. So in this case, these two triangles, each dash represents a set of sides that are congruent. So AB is congruent to DE. That's one set of sides. AC is congruent to DF. That's the second set of sides. And then the third dash represents the third set. So since I have three sets of congruent sides, these two triangles are congruent to each other. Let's write a congruent statement. Who wants to name first triangle? All right, what you got, Pablo?
I got CAB.
CAB, cab. I like it. Cab. Okay, so look where we started. We went from C to A to B. So we start in between 2 and 3, and then we go to A. So start in between 2 and 3. So where are we going to start? F, 2, D, 2. That was harmless. Okay. Now, what's the next one? SAS. Side, angle, side. So, how many, if it's FAS, what do we have two of? Sides. So, if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are congruent to two sides and the included angle of another triangle, then they are congruent. So here's where it gets just a little sticky. Not much, just a little. We have to go in this order, SAS. And not only in that order, but this angle has to be sandwiched in between. This angle has to be sandwiched in between the two sides. Do you see how this angle is right in between, side, side? Over here, you have side, and then an angle, and then a side. You have to be able, I call it reading your triangle. So it doesn't matter which side you start on, because if we go from this way, so start here, what is this? Side or angle? Side, angle, side. Well, if you read this one, side, angle, side. Are those both the same thing? Yes, therefore it is congruent by side, angle, side. SAS. Yes. So, do you see how you have two sides right here, back to back?
Yeah.
And an angle in between them?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then you can use side, angle, side to prove that these two are congruent. Okay? It's going to take lots of practice, and we're going to practice a lot. Do you believe me?
Yeah.
Okay. I promise. We're going to practice a lot. Okay? So then you can write your congruent statement. Triangles. You might want to name it differently than cab. Back. Way to be creative, Dylan. Back. You didn't know you were going to be trying to come up with 3-letter words in here, did you? Back. So he went here. BAC. So what's the name of this triangle? Good. I heard whoever that was. FDE. Okay, the last one we're going to learn today is the opposite of SAS, ASA. So no longer is angle in the middle, but now the side is in the middle. So if two angles and their included side are congruent to two angles and the included side, then they are congruent. So it's just the reverse. Instead of an angle being in the middle, what's in the middle now? side, and there's an angle on both of them, on both ends. So if you read it, you have A, S, A, S, A. Can you make a word out of the second triangle? Fed. Fed. So if I name this triangle FED, Fed, F-E-D, what's the name of this one? BCA. I heard you, whoever that was. Good job. BCA. Yeah, but ABC is so original.
It's so classy.
It's so kindergarten. This is practice that I'm handing you guys.
Huh?
I told you. But this is nothing. This is only 12. My first and second period had to turn in a 54 question today. But they had like 4 days for it. You heard? Alright, pass these back. Does everybody have a practice? Come on, Jeremiah. It could be so much worse. You could be that hawk that flew into the 400 building power supply yesterday.
What?
I didn't hear about that.
No.
In the 400 building, the foreign language building, there was a hawk that flew into like the power supply, and it made the power in the whole building shut down. And that chicken was fried, literally fried chicken. Fried chicken. Okay. So on this practice, the only 3 shortcuts that are possible, because the only 3 you know, are SSS, SAS, and ASA. SSS, SAS, and ASA. Okay? Now, here's one more thing. It is possible that none of these work, or that the triangles are not congruent. If that happens, you can just write NP. Do you know what NP stands for? Not possible. Okay, so you can use NP, not possible. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to do a couple with you, and then you're going to do a couple, and we're going to check them, and it's going to be a fun, great day, and then we're going to go home. Okay, so number 1, here's one thing that's super, super important, and you're going to have to recognize it. Do you see that there's a side right here that is on both triangles? Do you see it right here? It's on both triangles. So what that's called, and you'll need this a lot next week, I always put an X right there. That means 2 things. First of all, it means they're congruent. Second of all, it means they're congruent by the reflexive property. Okay? So if they share a side, and it's the same on both triangles, put an X on it. That means you know that they're congruent, and they are proven by the reflexive property. So let's just read the first triangle. What do you see first? What's this right here? Side, and then angle, then side. Let's read this triangle. We can start here. Side, angle, side. So these 2 triangles are congruent by SAS. Side, angle, side. Huh? Oh. Okay, do you see somewhere you can put an X on number 2? Yes, right here. Let's read the first triangle. Doesn't matter where you start. Let's read it. S, A, S. So this first triangle is SAS. But if we try to read the second one, let's start here. Side, side, angle. Does that work? No. First of all, it spells the donkey. Second of all, it's not the same as the first one, right? So the answer to 2 is not possible. Okay, look at 3. There should be like a light bulb in your head. What do you see on 3? You want to do it so badly?
Congruent.
X. They both share that side. Okay, so let's read the first triangle. Top one. What do you see? Side, angle, side. Let's read the bottom. Side, angle, side. Are they congruent? By what? Sass. Sassafras. All right, can we move to number 4? 4. Let's read this one. What's it called? How do we read it? Side, angle, side. Okay, look at the second one. Angle, side, side. Why? Spells the donkey. This one was SAS, but this one we can't use. We can't use angle, side, side. Okay, what do you see on 5? X, and then, so you know, side and side, side and side. And then they share this side, so it's congruent by SSS. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to try to finish 6 through 12. But do not pack up after you're done.